Hello there, Ray here, and today I'm going to show you a concept for having a base in the void. I had this idea a few years back while playing on a fraction type of server where the idea is to hide your base so others cannot steal your stuff. So my idea was to hide my stuff in the void. I never did use this idea, but instead I built my base above the nether's bedrock ceiling and another base off in the end dimension. But I kept messing around with this idea as new features were added into the game. The original idea looked something like this, where the platform was just within the world build height, and the items were kept inside a minecart chest. With the use of non-gravity affected entities like ender crystals, I could push them up into the void without needing to have any blocks hold them up. With 1.8 slime block feature allowed me to be able to send other entities into the void, but since most entities don't collide with ender crystals but rather fall straight through them, I had to use boats to lay down a foundations so I could place other entities on top. Once you get your foundation laid, you can add in other entities like donkeys with storage chest, or you can add in some more minecart chest. This type of void base is just above the world build height, so you can reach it from this platform if you want to access these chests. But you probably would want to keep your base obscured, so instead of having these blocks near you, you could use ender pearls to get up here. Just make sure you don't hit this ender crystal with your ender pearls or it will explode. Some other ways to get up here is you can use slime block launchers or even a TNT launcher to send you or even your ender pearls up here. You will want to be careful when moving ender crystals in the end dimension due to a bug where the ender crystal will explode if there is a block underneath it while it's being moved. I will put a link to the bug report in the description so you can check that out if you want to learn more about that. By pushing the ender crystal up into the void, you can prevent the ender crystal from summoning this flame block, which causes a lot of lag. Just as there is a void above the world, there is also a void below it. Down here you can do the same ender crystal with boat with chest on top, but actually the chest is actually still above the void. If you stand on a boat, you will still be out of the void, but if you get within the boat, you'll actually be low enough to be considered in the void. You might have noticed that when you are within the void, the night vision effect does not apply. In the lower void, I use gravity to have entities sent down into the void. Here you could store your items in a mule or donkey storage chest. You could actually travel within the void just by clicking from mob to mob, and if you want to get out, it's best to have a boat nearby. That way you don't accidentally click on the leash knot and drop your mob into the void with yourself. You can actually create a chain with these leads if you have another mob drop down into the void, and then you could ride onto, say, another mob, and you can make a chain here. But the only problem with this, the mob below will eventually break off due to the springiness of these leads. And if you're a multiplayer, you could even attempt to have a friend ride on that one and lower down another friend, although this is very dangerous. The biggest problem about using leads is that they can still break off while the area gets unloaded and reloaded. In 1.9 I was able to do a bit more with this concept. For starters, ender crystals can be attained as items in survival. This allows you to be able to place them wherever you like. So you can even have ender crystals in the nether, which wasn't possible before. You can place the crystal directly into the void if you click on the side of the obsidian rather than on the top. Shulkers were also added in 1.9 and have some very unique characteristics. One of their characteristics is that they can teleport and attach themselves to nearby solid blocks, so we will have to remove this one. Like other entities, they can be pushed by pistons. They also have the ability to push other entities upwards when they peek out. When they are in attack mode, they can actually double their height, allowing them to even push the entities up farther. This is a nice way to push the ender crystal up past the void, but once the shulker is fully extended, he won't be able to reach the ender crystal anymore. This is where some trickery comes in. I discovered that if you drop a boat on top of a shulker, you can have the shulker enter the boat and have the boat break on the shulker at the same time. Once the boat breaks, it will discharge the shulker at the same wide level as the boat, so if the boat comes from above, it will place the shulker 1 meter above the original spot. Using different boat launchers from different directions, I was able to inch the shulker upwards along with it the ender crystal. Once you get your ender crystal to the desired height, you can add your boat platform. And with the new 1.9 boats, you can even store your favorite mobs in them. Although 1.9 boats don't break as often when running into stuff out on the water, They are much more fragile when they are dropped. This makes placing the boats on top without breaking more difficult than in 1.8. After you got the inner crystal to the location you want, you would want to remove the shulker if you were in survival, because the shulker would try to shoot you if you came up here and sat on this horse, and it would end up hitting this ender crystal and explode. Of course, reaching your void base way up in the sky is a problem, but luckily I found a simple solution that works in 1.9. If you just have your boat sitting on top of a slime block, it collects energy and allows you to get launched up into the void. So the longer you let it set, the higher you will go. Let's just see how high it goes right now. Yeah, it goes pretty high. There you have it, a way to have your base in the void. So if you found this interesting, show me with a like. If you want to see more quirky concepts, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to comment. Bye-bye.